after 2 days. I'm so proud of us.
That's pretty cool, huh? Now we need to install the cables and the engine thing that I don't know the name, but that's a beginning. We see light in the end of the tunnel. That's pretty cool.
I'm Roberta.
And I'm Duca.
And for the past year, we have been building our own tiny shipping container house, so we can travel around knowing that we will always have this little place that we can call home.
But guess what? We just found our dream project before we expected. This abandoned sailboat. So we are gonna stop building the house for a couple months to bring our boat back to life. And then we're gonna go back and finish the house. This is our next mess. Yeah, it's about time to install back our steering wheel.
Just to have an idea of how high it is.
Yeah. And for that, we need to figure out all the screws and all the pieces that come together. One thing we forgot to do is to paint this piece. So now I'm gonna try to figure out how to take these things off so we can get this ready to be painted and then to be installed. And while I do that, you can check out the screws that we need for these ones. You can organize these screws.
Philip's head. What's the plan now?
We need to have a cable, a wire, NIMEA 2000, coming to here because we want to have a remote control for the shark plotter and one for the autopilot. And in order to do that, we're going to run the cable through the inside, and we are going to have assistant Federico. Yeah. So we're going to install this right here. In this way, we can have the wire here and no water goes inside because this is meant to be sealed. And then with that we can have a pipe inside so the wire can run through the pipe, and then we can install this back in place. We're gonna get there one day eventually, slowly. I think it's exactly what we need. We were afraid that this wasn't the right diameter, but I think it's gonna be the exact diameter we want, because right now you cannot go through, but after he makes the threads, works. Now we just need to install all the electronics, but at least we have the place for the wire.
Why?
Something is the beginning. Oh, you don't need electronics, just this.
No.
Right? That's enough.
Yes.
Enough. Have a good night. Good night. Seems good. need to wait until it dries and see if it holds well. I think it's gonna hold well.
Pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure. This Sikaflex is so strong. I think it's gonna hold well. So this is gonna go here.
Finally.
Finally. I think it's been like almost a year since we took this off. This is gonna be a special moment when we install this back in place, right here.
That's gonna be really soon.
Yeah, today we're gonna start by just put this in place, and then we need to figure out this whole mess. It's just, yeah, it's confusing, but one step at a time we're gonna...
A lot of pieces to go there.
Yeah, so let's start doing this.
Yeah. What do you think?
It's so cool. I mean, it's been such a long time we don't see this on the cockpit that now we need to install the wheel. But before we do that, we have a lot of tricky parts to assemble here. Excited?
Yeah. Oh,
It's
the
huge,
light's
actually.
pretty good on you.
Yeah, light's good. You just need some water around. Yeah. I mean, we've been on the boatyard for way too long, right? I cannot even imagine water around. But one day I will imagine that.
What's going on?
We did a huge mistake. I mean, I think we can fix that, but it's a kind of big mistake. This is where the chain controls the wire that goes to the rudder. The problem is that this won't go inside through here, only if we take these two pieces off. But if we had done this before, we would put through the bottom and then we would be able to do it. Now that it's in place, there's no space to run these inside, so that means that we need to take this piece off that's been here for like, I don't know,
30 years.
Yeah, 30 years maybe, 28, 30 years. It's tricky, but we're gonna manage to do it. I think if we take this one off, we can already slide to place. Let's hope so. We gave up on trying to do up there, and now we're gonna try to take this piece off so we can go through here. Let's see if it works. First step done. Small step, but one step.
Tiny.
Yeah, tiny step. We're gonna take a picture of this first to make sure we know.
It's been.
Why did we almost break everything up there? So what are we gonna do now?
I'm gonna put this here and we're gonna attach the piece underneath.
Let's see if it's gonna work. So the piece is there now. Yeah, can do it. We're gonna need to install this one in place. Can you guys see with this light? It's dark. We thought it was gonna be a quick job today. It's never a quick job. Learn one thing with boats. It always takes longer than you think. Yeah, you can just go for it. Maybe we have paint or something.
Yeah, we probably have. One more day, one more task.
One more puzzle. Yeah. Now that we painted this, we need to figure out how to assemble this. By the way, this is the how do you call it? Yeah, it's not for the steering wheel itself, it's for the engine. So this is how you put forward and backwards on the engine, and how you give power to the engine. I don't know how you say that. How you power the engine.
Yeah, in Portuguese, I don't know how to explain this.
So now we need to figure out a way. By the way, this green thing is not dirt. This is a primer, old primer that we decided not to paint because there's no reason for that. But I think we need to get pictures. Like always, we take.
It's made out of aluminum.
Yeah, this is bronze, I guess. This is aluminum. Yeah, we need to find a picture to see how it was when it was assembled. As usual, we always try to take pictures just to make sure. That was a mess. That's where everything started going wrong, just downhill, you know? Yeah, you know when you think everything is perfect and then it just starts going downhill. We learned the hard way that you can never hit a soft metal with a harder metal because you will deform the metal. I knew that, but I thought that if I hit really light, just, you know, soft hits, it wouldn't make any difference. And I wasn't 100% right. I mean, in the first hits, it didn't do anything. But the problem is that once I put the, how you call it? The shaft key in place. Yeah, shaft key, right? Yeah, so when I installed the shaft key in place, I remember that in order to install the shaft in place, I would need to take the key back off. I mean, at least I thought I need. That's the mistake of the mistake. I was right. I could have installed it before, and actually I should have installed it before, because these need to go from the bottom, and once this is in place, this one needs to slide in here.
With the piece here.
With the piece here, otherwise it won't go in. And there is actually space for the piece to slide together. I'm so dumb. See, we have enough clearance there. I don't know if you can see here. We have enough clearance for the piece to slide together. Duca, think first. And I'm like, ooh, I need to take it off now. And then when I decide to take it off, it wouldn't go off. So I need to get a grip vise and try to take it off and hammer grip vise until I pull it off. And once I did that, I realized that the shaft key was all deformed. It wasn't perfect anymore because I put too much strength on it. And that became a problem, of course, because the shaft key wouldn't go back in, and once I put in, wouldn't go inside the piece that need to go through. And then it was like maybe one afternoon of work of learning how to fix that. Luckily, Pedro, the welder, was passing by the boat right on the right timing, and he showed me a way of doing it. That the way you do, you paint with a marker the entire key, and you try to slide in place. And when it doesn't slide, you stop, you take back. Wherever the paint is scratched, you sand it, and then you paint it again, sand, and just keep going until you can slide all the way. And once we slide all the way, we went to install in place. And when we tried to install in place, we realized that actually, instead of taking that off, all we needed to do was to take the bushing off, because the problem wasn't the key, was the bushing. And once we took off the bushing, we installed the bush back in place, and then, I mean, living and learning, right?
In the end, it was all good.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's good to do a mistake. Don't take me wrong, I don't like to do mistakes. But you learn so much with the mistakes, because when you do something right for the first time without knowing how you did right, you don't learn anything. You won't even remember why it was right. And when you do a mistake, that's when you really learn how not to do it. And that's really important. It's sometimes more important to know how to do it than it's more important to know how not to do it than how to do it, because how to do it you can find out, and sometimes it's really tough to find how not to do it.
It's better you can learn with other people mistakes.
Yeah, just learn with my mistake. From now on, always have a piece of wood in between the hammer and the metal. Always. Don't ever hit a metal with a metal. That's just... Be nice. Yeah. I mean, I'm learning on the hard way, but now I won't do it anymore. But you guys can learn from my mistake and don't do it again. But from now on, just let's go back to the episode, because I'm just rambling. Back to the episode. Someone didn't believe I was gonna take this off. She said I was gonna break. Roberta said I was gonna break this.
There
Somehow.
was a chance.
Yeah, but I pulled it off. But now, I'm not sure even if it's gonna work, but I think it's our best bet to fit this in place. Yep, now we're talking. Now we fit this in place, and with this in place, we fit the rest.
Finally, after 2 days.
Yeah, it's still real. It's turning now.
And we did all by ourselves. I'm so proud of us.
That's pretty cool, huh? Now we need to install the cables and the engine thing that I don't know the name. The whole
Even in
thing.
Portuguese, I don't know.
But that's a beginning. We see light in the end of the tunnel. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I need to be honest. Yesterday we tried to do that and I went home so sad. I was like, but now I'm happy again because we did it. That's pretty cool. I mean, like, we could ask someone to do it because the guy that took this off was the guy that painted our boat, and he said he could put back in place, but doesn't make sense.
We would never learn how to do this.
And if we have any trouble, now we know how the mechanism works, and it's much better and safer to know how your boat works, right? I told ya.
Wanna check?
And it's turning. Nice. Now we need to install the cable.
Now?
Hey, one more thing we need to do before the cable.
Here he comes.
Here, right here. No, it's just to tie this up. That's just to make sure these won't move.
Next.
Next.
Look at this.
It's in such a great condition, isn't it? Yeah, we decide to, I mean, as we took this apart, why not clean and give a little bit of grease, blue grease?
We did it.
Oh, get a line and let a line go to the port side. Another one to the other side. So now we know which one is port and which one is starboard, but we are not sure which one goes forward and aft. So I'm just gonna straight this up that way. So Roberta is gonna see which one makes more sense to go here and which one makes more sense to go here. Can you do that?
I think they are great like this.
So supposedly next step is to put the chain in place. By the way, we cleaned these already. We treat the chain, that was like maybe 6 months ago, and we apply a lot of grease so it keep the perfect condition. And so far, so good.
Fine for us.
And sometimes old things are better than new ones,
Yeah.
because they were made with better materials and we couldn't find this one. All the chain we found were either much smaller or not as good. So let's just put some more grease here. As I said, we need a lot of grease. This is what's gonna make this last for a long time. Big waves today, big waves today.
Dreaming today.
Dreaming is for free still. It's pretty good, I love it. But there's something wrong that's not going. Maybe the chain on the top is not. No, but there is no way the chain could be wrong.
We're gonna check it out.
Yeah.
I found the mistake. Both of the wirings are coming through the same bearing, so we need to
I'm gonna
lose it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna lose it up. One of them.
I guess I can fix it. Yeah,
Can I?
yeah,
Can I tie that up?
yeah.
Let's see if this is. Yeah. Now it's working properly. Check it out. We just need to put the wheel in place, and you're good to go. We can go sailing now. I mean, we need sailors. Yeah, we're getting closer.
Another point for us.
Yeah. Today is compensating yesterday. Yesterday, everything went wrong. You know those days that everything goes wrong? That was yesterday. Today, everything's going right. We're doing progress. I think we're just gonna leave as it is now. We don't need to tie this up right now.
Yeah.
We're just gonna leave loose, so we can do the rest of the things we need to do. And before we go to the water, we just give the last, finishing. And maybe Zach can come and check if everything's right.
Yeah.
But I feel confident that at least now we can finish the hose, because the hose now, you know exactly where we can have the hose. Aren't you proud? We're doing it all by ourselves.
proud.
Yeah, it's just like a lot of learning these days. It's just like trying and learn. Oh, yeah, she's like, your hair doesn't look that good. Put your head.
Just a hint.
Yeah, we learned a lot. You're proud. And she's hard worker. Yeah. Not just a pretty face. Yeah, let's work. Yeah, now is the big moment, but we have a lot of noise today. The marine is so busy all the past month.
Yeah.
But we need to do anyways. We're gonna finally see the wheel in place.
Can you speak a little bit loud?
Now we're gonna see the wheel in place. In place. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
That's good. Careful.
This is something that we want to do for
A long
while.
time. A long time. Now we're gonna see what happens when Roberta turns the wheel, and I'm gonna go down to see, check the rudder, but I need to get an extra camera for that, right? Give me 1 second. Now we are ready. Let's go.
It's so like just a finger.
So cool. Last final adjustment. This is the tiny one. We need to put these in place, but in order to do this, we need to turn like maybe 2 millimeters. That's enough.
Made for it.
Perfect, right?
Yeah.
Professional. I'm feeling professional today.
So professional.
By the way, this is just to make sure we can take this off if we need. It's just red silicone is not a good glue. It's just a good stainless steel threads. With stainless steel threads can be really tricky. He's anxious. Can be really tricky to take it off after a while. So that's why we apply a little bit of silicone. And hopefully it's gonna be easier next time we need to take this off. It's so smooth. It's so nice. Not bumbling at all. It's just like really tight. It's the same time really easy to turn around. I'm in love. Next challenge is to install
This.
Let's do this?
Yeah. What's happening down there?
Of course, we always find more stuff to do. Yeah, we realized that these cables are not in the best shape. This one is to give power to the engine. That means that it go like fast or to be on neutral. And the other one is to put on forward, backwards, on neutral. So we're gonna replace both wires, cables. And also this one, probably that's the one that you turn off the engine. You shut off the engine. Yeah, right now I'm just disconnecting so we can find one to buy. Gift for you, birthday gift.
I'm receiving a lot of
Go buy a new one.
goodies. As you can tell, we didn't finish installing the... I don't know the name.
We still don't know the name, yeah. The cable that controls the engine. So we order new cables that didn't arrive. We are buying new cables that didn't arrive yet. And also because we have some figure out to do on how we are going to install that.
Yeah.
That's going to be after we go to the water. Yeah, we can go to the water without that. We just, the travel lift takes us to the water and we get ropes, cables, and just, you know,
slide the boat.
Yeah, we just carry the boat by cables and leave on the dock. Yeah, it's going to be fine. Good news is we are really, really close to go to the water. Yeah, in real time we are just like, I would say less than 10 days to go to the water.
Hope next week.
We are really, really close. Maybe next week. You don't know when's next week for you because, you know, there's always a small delay on the video, but next week for us in real time.
Really small delayed, like days.
But right now it's time to stop rambling because we ramble too much always. Yeah, so what time is now?
Patreon's time.
Patreon's time. So, welcome on board.
Rosemary,
Mike,
Samuel,
and we also want to thank a donation to our PayPal. Thanks so much, Mike. Guys, thanks so much. We really, really appreciate your support. And we see you guys
next week.
next Monday. See you guys next Monday.
See you.